Why do I always think I'm going to be emotionally prepared for anything that Pierce Brown writes? Why? Alright, so Sons of Ares, issue 4, we're coming close to what I believe is supposed to be the end of this issue series. On the whole, I don't think it's quite as strong as issue 3, for me personally, but there's a lot of incredible moments in issue 4. I look at issue 4 kind of like a connective tissue issue. That was not meant to rhyme, but it did. What I mean is that it's filling in some blanks that arose, I think, while reading issue 3 or really going through all of these issues. It's starting to drop more puzzle pieces in so that the entirety of the story makes sense, because this is obviously a story that's being told in 2 timelines, past and present. I'm gonna get to the present timeline in a moment, but we gotta talk about the past because this is the one I've been loving the most. I love getting Fitchner's backstory and his relationship with Bryn, which just breaks my bloody damn heart. Yeah. And this was really interesting, both in terms of things that happened and how it was presented. Part of the beauty of getting a graphic novel is the visual content. And I know I stated in issue 3 I hadn't been huge on the art, and I don't mean that I disliked it. I don't think I was giving it enough credit. I was paying way more attention to the story. In this case, I tried to pay a little more attention to the art and notice some things that I thought were very clever. We see the arrival of Fitchner and Bryn and Bryn's sister on Mars, where Fitchner is now going to be taking up his position, and the difference between the way they were on Triton and the way they are going to be here is very clear. It's paneled deliberately so that you see how apart they are, the differences in how they're treated, how they go about their lives, their jobs, and also seeing how Fitchner has to start compartmentalizing his life. I mean, this is clearly what he's doing in order to survive in a way, but he has to compartmentalize, and you see that visually with the way the panels are drawn. I thought that was very clever. In terms of content, I really like seeing how dangerous the game is that the Golds play. Really, they are in power, but if they do anything that's sort of outside the norm, in a way they forfeit a lot of that power, and we see this happen to Fitchner when he gets forced to have to basically work for Quicksilver, who's obviously a Silver, because Quicksilver's like taking a red lover and then marrying her. Naughty boy. And Fitchner can't do anything about that because he will then endanger the lives of the people that he loves. And it's just great to see that this is coming from Fitchner. I mean, obviously having read the Red Rising series, I know ultimately where Fitchner ends, but it's nice seeing where he comes from and seeing the birth of him as Ares and understanding how the Sons of Ares came about, because I hadn't quite realized that in the present timeline, they're not called the Sons of Ares yet. Like, that's not a thing that exists because it's been very secretive what their mission is or what their goal is. Like, what exactly are they going for? We find out at the end of the issue. I lost my mind. Was not anticipating that. Kind of figured this event had sort of already happened and it was going to be shown to me in flashback, but oh no! Past and present timelines are by this point getting real close together. Real close. And fuck the Board of Quality Control. Fuck those guys. I'm not bleeping these. Fuck those guys. Fuck! Again, what we really get in the Sons of Ares is the Gold perspective on how fucked up the society is. And that for me is such a fascinating perspective to get, because before in Red Rising, obviously we had Darrow. Darrow was a Red, so all of the injustices that he speaks of, he's really experienced firsthand, having been at the very bottom of, you know, the food chain. And you understand his motivations. Having Fitchner suffer his own form of injustices and see the hypocrisy in the world of the Golds, and then in falling in love with Bryn, seeing how it affects the entire color cast system and how, wait, the system is just genuinely fucked up. I like seeing that maturation and this development of this character, because then I'm gonna have to go read Red Rising, obviously, and just like go through that whole thing and look at Fitchner that way, knowing his whole backstory. God, that's gonna be so interesting. But first we must finish this. My heart must be torn out of my chest, lit on fire, and the ashes stomped upon. because that's just what they like to do to me in this series.
Thanks for watching me ramble today. If you'd like to see more from me, go ahead and click that button with my face on it. It'll take you to my channel, where I ramble about a whole lot of different things. Got some thoughts of your own? Go ahead and leave them down in the comments. And make sure that if you want to see more ramblings from me, you click that little subscribe button. That's it for me today, you guys, so until next time, cheers.